Hi friends, this is Barbie Daly with Rural Life in the Valley. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are combining Fairy Garden Thursday and Garden Tour Saturday in one video. And you will see why as the video progresses. Grandma Sandy is the host for both of these collaborations. First off, we're going to take a look at the Snapdragon Garden. As you can see, we still have some snapdragons. They're not as full and beautiful as they once were, but a lot of them are coming back. And they have pushed the gnomes out of the community, and they had to go find a new home. Here are my two flower boxes that have the rose bushes in them. And then you see my peonies and my geraniums. In the fire pit garden, the little plants that were being eaten are now growing. I got a little greenhouse to put over them and protect them. My watermelon is slowly growing, and I have some tomatoes and peppers. This one plant, I'm going to get a lot of tomatoes. You can see all of the little clusters of tomatoes. I think I have 3 or 4 clusters. And my smaller Snapdragon Garden, it's still doing very well. So I'm just showing a picture of the valley again, and the farmers are still mowing the hay and baling it. And you can hear the tractor maybe a little bit in the distance. But I'm glad it's still a little bit green down there. So I wanted to tell you what I'm doing today. Last week, I finished the no-dig garden bed, and in a minute I'll have a picture of what I left you with. But remember, there was still one side that I hadn't finished, and I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I only had a couple of bags of dirt left, and I knew that wasn't enough to make a big garden bed like the one here that you're going to see. All the flowers that I planted are doing really well. And here's what it looked like. And then on the left side, you can see there was still cardboard and room. So here is what I did. I wanted to plant my rosemary bush that had been in a pot, in that big terracotta pot back there. That is what the rosemary bush was in. I took it out. I had enough dirt to make a mound for it. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm just panning around full circle on this the old and the new garden bed, and then I'll tell you about it, and then I'll have like a slideshow at the end so you can get a better look. But I love the flowers I planted. They're so bright and cheerful. So here's the little bed where the rosemary plant is in. And then this is what I did. As we pan around, you'll see it better. But I made, out of my train planter, I made a little train station, or a little path for the train, and the general store, the Gnome's general store, is now the train depot. So Jerome the Gnome has a new job. He is the manager of the train depot. And here the fairies have decided to come to the area and set up. They think it's just a great place. So much room to sprawl out. All of the fairy houses in the garden hut, the fairy hut that we had made, fit in there very nicely. The vincas I bought on sale at Walmart. They're having a sale on their extra plants. It was $1 for a box of 4 plants. So here you can see the train. The frogs are the conductors. Well, at least one is. There's JJ sitting with the frog that's sunning himself. The fairies have found a spot on the train for a ride. And the happy little tree stump is taking a ride too. We have snapdragons in the pot and a vinca in one of the other pots. And here's the transformed train depot. And Jerome and one little fairy is sitting on the bench waiting for a train ride. There's my rosemary plant. And here is the little gnome hut for the little gnomes. I made that in one of the videos. And then this is the fairy house that I made in another video for the tiny fairies. So now we're just going to give you some slideshow of different pictures of the garden. I'm really happy with it. I think it turned out so nice, and I'll have a lot of fun with doing my fairy gardens in that part. And I was going to say that next year on the back side of the first flower bed, I will probably plant a couple of vegetables. I'll see how that works out with the animals around here. I'm not really sure that they'll last, but we'll give it a try. And I'll probably be planting or replanting some plants. I don't know. The lavender should survive, but the other plants may not through the winter. It shows you how brown everything is around the house now. So I definitely needed to add color. Here's a little train depot. I'm so excited I get to use it for something different. And then I made a tiered pot out of the big terracotta pot. In the spring, I'll take the smaller pot off, and I'm hoping I have bulbs in there. So thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Bye-bye.